Hello and welcome. If you're working on creative writing for English, or if you're a aspiring creative writer, or just here to offer a few suggestions about, give you a little bit of an acronym and help you for the key components. This is normally targeted at high school students, but it just depends what you remember and what you're learning. But with this in mind, you may have heard about the key components of story writing, or if you're writing a creative piece, then you certainly do not need all of the items in here. But I'll explain it in other videos. The acronym is COLTS. It's actually COLTS, just to remember it. And a colt is a baby horse or a young horse. So that can be a way to remember all this. But essentially, there are so many tools at your disposal, but the big ones generally are character development, the plot line, setting and world building, symbols and imagery, and then what are the ideas or themes. There's so many more you can work with, but the reason these seem to be the big five in my view is because it can be expressed in one sentence. Someone does something somewhere with things or with things around them to make ideas. Now, just to be clear here, this is a convention that you need all five things. If you're just looking to write a piece, you should decide where you want to begin and not necessarily use more than, I would say, start with one. And as you write, a second or maybe even a third one will just naturally pop up. Don't try to actually consciously smush them together and build them. And consciously, I think you should just write, and then naturally things happen. That's my best suggestion. But my question has always been from students, and it's always been in my mind, where do I want to start? And if you can make that a conscious process, that'll also help you with writing reflection statements. If assessments require reflection statements, one great place to start, and there's a million ways to do that. But simply saying, I like developing characters. That was the original focus of my story. You may read it and then realize by the time you've been playing with a character, you may have accidentally built a world, because you think, well, what comes next? Or, you might realize that the thing that they hold in their hand or the thing that towers over them has become dominant. It doesn't really matter. You might be a bit of a preachy writer. I think I'm a bit guilty of this. I like to start with an idea and then try to come up with objects that represent it, or character experiences or places. But that's this video for now. That's an overview. Hopefully that can help you make a decision. Do not ask anyone to tell you or advise you on how you should start your storytelling. If you're a world builder, there'll be some other videos to get into the details of each one. But just remember, in narratives, generally speaking, someone does something somewhere with things to make ideas. That's the whole sentence, and that is the five key elements of storytelling. And hopefully this can be a system that you use. And in future videos, I'll probably explain the acronym in order. COLTS. Cheers.